We're done talking about marriage. Guards, tie these two up. Even beasts get flighty when death is near.
Quiet settled on the palace, a deadly quiet. Thoughts tore through Creon's mind so quickly he felt somewhat dizzy. It felt as if his hands were about to slip from the ship's tiller. He could not let that happen.
One after one, from Laius to Oedipus to Eteocles, the storm had gotten the better of the ship's captain, of Thebes' king. Creon wasn't going to let that happen again. Never again.
Especially not over some girl and her stubbornness. No, Creon could look at the sky and see the clouds breaking up. He could see daylight on the horizon. If he held his course, and if this, through his deluge of worries and troubled thoughts, he reminded himself again and again, never let go of the tiller.
Sir, Prince Haman approaches from the palace gates.
Another to come and berate me, I suppose.
Well, he actually looks sad and heavy of heart, my lord.
Father, I need to speak with you.
I know why you're here, but have you come here angry to tell me of the folly of my decision? Or to tell me that no matter what our difficulties are, we'll still be friends?
You're my father and my guide through life. I'll not put a wedding ahead of my relationship with my own father.
As it should be. I tell you, son, a father sometimes has to do things his children don't like because he has to. Just like if you want to be a good friend to someone, sometimes you have to tell them things they won't like. But it's for their own good, you see? This situation is no different. You think I want to come between you and a woman you care for? No, of course not. But as an older man, hear me when I say having a bad woman in your house will make it icy. Don't cling to her, son. She's the only one who disobeyed my royal order, citywide. I mean, she wants to be riotous and unruly when this poor city has had nothing but death and chaos and civil war. We cannot have anarchy. Anarchy destroys homes and destroys cities, just like a storm can sink a ship. But a good captain saves a ship by weathering the storm, despite the pain and fear. Do you see what I'm saying to you, son?
I know you are wise, Father, and I can hear that your message comes from love. It is also wise. However, to hear the voices of the citizens, to hear what they say about this woman. For example, while you would cast her in prison, they would cast her in bronze, making a statue in honor of her bravery. They say she did not allow a corpse to rot and be left for dogs when you did. They say she honors her relatives when you imprison yours. Haven't you listened to their complaints, Father? Haven't you heard your own people? You once told me that the sign of a wise man was not that he had no more to learn, but that he knew he always had more to learn. If the captain of a ship tightens all the sails in a fierce wind, he'll roll the ship under. Give some slack, Father. It's the tree that bends that does not break.
You are quite well spoken, son. I'm proud to see that you have been listening all these years. Even the young can show wisdom now and again.
How old you are does not matter to wisdom, Father. Only actions matter.
So, should the actions of criminals be considered good then?
Ugh, not this again.
I mean, has she or has she not been caught breaking my law?
What you are calling crime has not been called so by the people. They're all shouting for her innocence.
So, it is the city that gives orders to the people, not the other. It is the city that gives order to the king, not the other way around.
No city belongs to one man, Father. You're beginning to sound like a spiteful youth, not a king.
Funny how the pot always winds up calling the kettle black. Who is really the spiteful youth here when you speak to your own father with such venom? Well, I can see you are taking her side.
Father, you can't see anything. You're blinded to all sense.
Is that so, you insolent child? I'll give you something to see. Guards, bring that criminal out here to be killed in front of her lover. Witness death, my son. Witness justice.
No, Father. She'll not die before my eyes, nor will yours ever see me again. Enjoy the approval of your own conscience, for it's all the approval you'll ever get.
With that, Prince Haemon turned on a heel and stormed from the palace. Again, the storm returned to Creon's mind, battering his thoughts and threatening to weaken his resolve. Why was everyone in his life against him? He simply played the part of king, and everyone despised him for it, including his own family. Would Haemon really never come back? Where would he even go? He's heir to the throne after all. Why would he abandon that kind of inheritance?
Lightning flashed in the king's mind, and gusts of anxiety howled so loudly that he could not hear himself think. His knuckles grew white from strain as he gripped the ship's tiller with desperate force. But, slowly, exhaustion began to melt his steadfastness.
Sir, what do you want to do with the prisoner?
Let the other one go, the one who had no hand in this mess. Antigone, however, take her down to a deserted part of the cliffside where no one really goes, and secure her in a cave underground. Maybe there she'll think twice about wanting death so much.
Oh gods, hear me. Why do you forsake me when I have done what is just right in your sight? I pray no one may suffer this pain, not even my enemies.
After the guards had disappeared over the hill with Antigone, King Creon sat on his throne and contemplated all that had happened. His thoughts were interrupted, though, by a consistent knocking noise.
This noise was soon contrasted against the shuffling noise in the intervals between the knocks.
Then, in the doorway of the palace, an old man appeared. His walking stick knocked against the floor as he progressed towards the throne, and his robes dragged heavily against the floor.
Oh, dear Tiresias. Well, what brings you to visit this palace, friend?
I'm here, Creon, as a guide. Funny the way that fate sends a blind man to see the way for the man with eyes.
Tiresias, some of the things you say give me the heebie-jeebies.
And some of the things you have said recently have had that effect on me. Beware, Creon, you walk upon the edge of a knife.